what's up and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the Transformers Bumblebee DLX figure from Threezero, or you can say 3A Toys. Now this of course is based on the Bumblebee film that they had here recently, which I saw in the theaters, and I actually thought that was the actual better film of the last action films. I actually thought that was actually better than even the Michael Bay ones, you know. So yeah, this is actually based on that particular version of Bumblebee, because I also recently got the Optimus Prime figure too, which is based on the Optimus Prime that was in that Bumblebee film too as well. So anyway, I'm going to get into this right now, and as you can see, the box is like sideways, you know, and it's like, you know, wide, like it's not like long, you know. So I'm going to get into this right now. So as you can see, this is the box that contains the Bumblebee figure, and this is a DLX figure from Threezero. Now you also can say 3A Toys, but 3A Toys supposedly has like a discontinued, or they have joined with Threezero, because Threezero took them over, you know. So they basically were at the same company from what I'm hearing. Because when you look at the box, this is actually a Threezero. Because even the Optimus Prime I have, even Rambo, has the Threezero logo on it. So as you can see, it says Bumblebee DLX collectible figure, and this is made of die cast metal too, by the way. It even feels like heavy. You can feel how heavy it is. And of course it has like the Autobots, you know, logo right here with Bumblebee at the top, you know, and so on. So I think this box is kind of cool. So I'm going to open this on up. And another thing too, before I forget, this has like a window style packaging too, as usual, you know, so you can kind of open it up and see how it looks. It has like an image of the figure Bumblebee over here, you know. Of course, you can see the figure like on the inside too with the accessories. And here's another view of the figure, of how it looks like in the packaging. Now, first of all, what I want to talk about too is you always get the with Threezero figures, I noticed you get like a warranty thing with them, where you can start like a warranty with that, I think, which protects the figure for I think like about a year. Then of course, as usual, here is like the instruction manual for like your figure. Now Sideshow do this anyway, like with Hot Toys, you know, they give you like books anyway, but this is like how Threezero's on theirs, you know. It's kind of large, so it shows you all the instructions of how to do Bumblebee, you know. These are very helpful too. Then up next, this here is the actual stand that comes with Bumblebee. It's very similar to like the one that came for Optimus Prime from Threezero. It's the same thing, you know, it just has like the painting is different. Like this where it has like Bumblebee, Transformers Bumblebee, and the Threezero logo. But another thing about it too is actually yellow, whereas Optimus Prime's on was actually blue. And then this of course is the actual piece that will hook into the stand when you want to put the stand up, you know. I'll show all that. Yeah, as you can see, right here, you can see this piece up here, this piece right here. What you would actually do is take this right here, and then you would just actually hook it in right up top, and then you actually hook that piece in too. So I'm just giving an example. You do have to be kind of careful with this, and it is an awesome display thing, because I use it with like my Optimus Prime figure like all the time, you know. It's so cool. You can put them like in all kind of like dynamic poses. Once you have that piece in, you see how it hooks in, you would take this other part and then you would just put it inside this right here. But you have to also be kind of careful too, because there's like a locking mechanism which you will have to lock in right up here, you know, to keep it locked. Like right there, you can tell, I think it's actually loose right there, but then you actually push that up. This is how you lock it, like unlock and unlock it. Because then once you do have a lock, you can maneuver the stand all kind of ways like that, you know, to put your figures like in dynamic stands. Plus, this also raises up too as well. As you can see, this actually raises up. Then if you want to bring it down, you press this in the back. I still feel like that feels kind of off though, the way you pull it down in the back. But then this is another thing I think is kind of weird about this. You actually have to take this piece out right here, and then that's where you put like this inside like the actual figure itself, you know. Well, this is if you want to adjust how you want the figure like turn, because you can turn it that way, and you can turn it up like that, or you can turn it down, you know. So you do have to pull that out too. And it's kind of tight too, you know. But yeah, that's the actual stand right here. And I think this is an awesome stand. It really does hold like the figures very well. Well, I know Optimus Prime it does, you know. On to the figure. So push this to the side. Take that off. See, they have Bumblebee in plastic. It is usually they usually have them like in plastic. See how this cotton on them too. And it is heavy too, yeah, he's a heavy figure. And there he is. I have to take this plastic off of him too. As you can see, there's the Threezero Bumblebee figure. So I'm going to measure him. And he's just under 9 inches, so he's like 8 inches. He's like just under 9. Almost 9 inches. I did know he was like a much shorter figure because I think they are doing this like within scale of like Optimus Prime, you know. So I think that's why they did design him that particular way. So as you can see, this is the actual figure, and I must admit I am impressed. And I wasn't too thrilled or too excited about picking this figure up, you know. But I just chose to pick it up, you know, because it was based on Bumblebee's solo film. So there's no question you had to pick this up, you know, if you had Optimus Prime. I felt, you know. So I think the detail is awesome. It really does look like how he looks like in the film. You can even see the Autobots like logo right down his head. And I think that's for like the LED light feature because this has like lights in it. Now Bumblebee's ears, his antennas, they can raise up too as well. So you can push them back down. The head, you know, of course he has like rotation like in the head. You can look up, count, you know, not too much. And you can look down to the side. I like how you can see his eyes real good too. I think that's awesome. You see tires on his back too as well. That's cool. You can turn them too. So I think that's awesome. He does have like some weight to it too, you know, like some weight. I like how you can see, I think the tail lights or whatever that is right there on the back of his feet. That's awesome. It would have been cool if those lit up too, you know. Of course, you can see the headlights on his chest. I think they're nicely done. And the figure, it looks like weathered and dusty and like, you know, dirty like. I think that's kind of cool. Like he's been through like some wear and stuff, wear and tear. Like rusty looking. I think that's kind of cool. And his arms, they can go up like this. I know I'm about to actually look at the instruction manual, you know, to get it, you know. Bumblebee also has like a bend in the arm. So you can't bend his arms like that. And there's the other one too. So you can't put him like in poses like this. And that's cool. I do notice he has these too as well. Like Optimus had this, where like these shoulder blades, like some of them can raise up if you want to put the figure in a different position. And another thing I think is so cool about these, you can see all like the working mechanisms inside the actual arm, like the metal, you know, because this is die cast metal too. I keep forgetting to say. You can see all like the working mechanisms in it. Now, of course, his arm can rotate. The hands can turn too as well. You can even move like his waist and so on too, like that. You know, you can move them all around. Bumblebee leg can go up like this too as well, as you can see. So you can't kick. Yeah, I noticed Optimus has like this feature too, where you actually have to lift these up if you want to maneuver the leg. Like say if you want to put them like in a split, you got to actually lift those up. And then you can put like Bumblebee like in a split like that if you want. I think you can go even further, you know, but I don't want to push it too hard. And of course he has like a bend too, like in the leg right there. Lots of articulation. And for this figure to be made of like die cast metal, it's amazing that you can get into so many like positions. And like I said, you can see all like the mechanisms like working in his leg. I think that's cool. The feet look like they're kind of like, you know, limited somewhat unless you have to move this up. I'm not too sure. I had to look at the instructions. But yeah, this is a pretty awesome figure. Like I said, I wasn't too thrilled about picking up Bumblebee. You know, I just went ahead and got him. You know, being that I had the Optimus Prime one too as well. So yeah, I think that's awesome. What I want to do is talk about the actual stand that you can put like Bumblebee on. And like I say, what you actually have to do is this piece up here. You actually have to take that out like that if you want. You know, then you actually have to straighten it up. When you put, like say if you want him like just standing straight up, you actually have to put it in the position where you know you can have him like standing like straight up. Then what you would do is take the actual figure, and if you look on the back of Bumblebee, because even Optimus Prime's like this too as well, you actually have to take this, I think it's back here somewhere, let me see. Yeah, if you look close at this back piece right here, this right here would actually came off of a Bumblebee, because even Optimus had the same feature. And it's for like their back where they set a slot right there. Then what you do is you would take this stand right here, then you would stick the in a slot right there, you would stick this piece up here right into it. And then you can stretch this out even more too, you know, if you want. Like I said, if you want Bumblebee, man, he's not that huge, you know. It's kind of tricky, you know. One of the things I do notice about this Bumblebee figure is actually, I guess being that he's short, his actual stand, you can't really put it on him like say Optimus Prime's on was. It's kind of like different. Because this right is actually too large for him. Like this piece right is actually too large for him. But what you can do is still, I think, put him like in dynamic like poses, like if you want. I know you can even have him like he's running, you know. So you can have something like that, like he's like running or something like that. But you can't really have him like, you know, in them kind of like poses like Optimus Prime, from what I'm seeing. I'm kind of amazed that you actually have to, you can't really just stand, but he stands anyway. But yeah, you can't put him like in these kind of like poses like in the air, you know, and then raises up, you know, and it holds it up pretty good. But the actual, this stand piece back here is actually too large for Bumblebee, so I'm kind of amazed at that, you know. I think that'll be like that, you know. Kind of Optimus Prime actually fits him like perfectly, you know. Now what I want to do is talk about the actual accessories that come with the Threezero Bumblebee figure. Now he has a set of like 4 hands, and you get 2 palm hands right here for a Bumblebee. You got a left and right hand. You would think the fingers can move, you know, because they are kind of like movable, like the thumbs. But these are like the hands. You got a left and right. And he also has like these 2 hands too as well. It doesn't look like he have any like gripping type hands. And these also are like left and right. So I guess he has like a total, you know, of like 6 hands in total, you know. But he has like 4 alternate hands, but like a total of like 6 hands, like all together. Up next, Bumblebee actually has 2 doors, you know, which I think is kind of awesome. These are like the 2 doors that come for a Bumblebee. Like for the car, the vehicle door, you have like a left and right door. Now one of the things I think is cool about this is the detail in this. Because if you look closely, you can actually see like the doorknob and all that, even like the door handle on that, like the detail in that, even like the window handle, like for the room that they want to roll the window down. I think that's what that is. Even the glass and that. So I think that's pretty cool. And as you can see, this piece right here, this would attach to like a Bumblebee's back. So you can actually hook it on. Because if you look right here, like on the back, there are these holes right there where you would stick the door in. Once you have the doors on, that's how they actually look. Like the 2 smaller ones, they actually look like that on the back. So you can just have the Bumblebee displayed like this. It doesn't like you can really move them that much, you know, or lift them up. Like they just stay like that. Then Bumblebee also has like 2 of the main doors. Like I guess these like the passenger and front doors. Passenger and driver doors. And these are nicely detailed too. You can see like the handle on it. And like I said, like with the previous ones, the detail in that is just amazing. You can actually see like the door handle, the lock for the door, and I think this is like the window one over here too, for rolling down the window. So I think the detail in that is just awesome. the detail and the sculpting they done on that. And of course this has like this pointy edge thing right here where you actually hook on like Bumblebee's back. Now I must admit, I was able to get like one door on, and as you can see, that's how it actually looks. It looks cool because you can even raise it up or you can like lower it down. So I think that's kind of cool, you know. But I actually had a lot of trouble getting the right door in, this bright one in. So I just left it on and off. Now I didn't want to break it, you know. I really couldn't. I even try to loosen it up, but I really had trouble putting it in his back, you know. So I just left it like that. But that is like a cool feature to have, though, to have his doors on him like that. Now what I want to do is talk about the awesome LED light features that come with this Bumblebee figure. Now I have already put the batteries in this, and this actually does, like the batteries do come separately, you know, kind of the Optimus Prime one did too, as well. You actually have to get the batteries separate, and you're supposed to have two AG13 batteries. Now for the Bumblebee figure, he has like two heads, because he has like one alternate head, but two heads all together, which both have like a LED light up features for like the eyes. But so you actually need four AG13 batteries for this. And AG13 does mean these two as well, 357 batteries. Because as you can see, this is how they actually look too. Because I have like one left. That's how they actually look. So once you put them in the figure, and it is kind of tricky to do, you know. You just bring Bumblebee over, and right there at the Autobot symbol right on his head, that's the actual button for cutting them on. And as you can see, that's how they look. It really is an awesome feature. I think that is so cool. And of course, I even know about like corrosion and stuff getting inside your figures and stuff, but that really is like an awesome figure. I know some people leave like their batteries out after they like show them, you know, but I actually leave mine in. Like my Optimus Prime, I leave the eye, like his batteries in, so I can light up his eyes. And I don't have it on the whole time. I just like cut it on sometimes if I'm taking pictures and so on, you know. And here's right here's like the other mask. The other alternate here for Bumblebee. It's the same with this one too. You just push like the Autobot symbol up here, and you can see they cut on. I think this one is even cool too. This is when he has like his mask down. So I think it's cool, you know. So you actually need 4 batteries for this particular figure, you know, because you need 2 in his head and 2 in his head. And I think this probably is the coolest one. This alternate head for Bumblebee, it also has like the antenna like ears too as well, where you can raise them up. And the last accessory that comes with the Bumblebee figure is this actual Stinger blaster right here. I think this looks cool. And as you can see, you actually have to switch out one of Bumblebee's arms to actually put this on. So I'm gonna give it a demonstration. As you can see, there's Bumblebee's arm. Now I must admit, I had a little trouble getting this on too as well, you know. But you also can, I even bend it up like the Stinger blaster, so you can bend it like in these kind of positions. So I think that's kind of cool. So yeah, that's how it actually looks. And it looks like you can only do it on the right arm too. I'm not sure if you can do it on the left one, but here's like the actual right arm that was on him. Because there's no question I'll be displaying them like this too, like, you know, with this cannon, Stinger blaster, and her. Now what I want to do is actually bring in the Optimus Prime Threezero figure, DLX figure too, as well, and compare them like side by side. So you can see right there how much larger Optimus Prime is than Bumblebee. He's like much larger than Bumblebee, as you can see. And I think these are awesome, you know. There's no question I would have went on here and picked the Bumblebee figure because I had Optimus Prime. And I think this is still a very awesome figure right here. This Optimus Prime figure, I'm having like a lot of fun with this one, you know. It's awesome. So yeah, this here is like the Bumblebee, like the size comparison between the two. And both of these, of course, are based on their appearances like in the Bumblebee film, which I think is the best of the live-action Transformer-like films, you know, even like the Michael Bay ones. Okay, there's the Transformers Bumblebee Threezero DLX collectible figure, and I think this figure is awesome. And there's no question, you know, if you have like the Optimus Prime figure from Threezero, there's no question you probably should pick this one up, being that it is actually based on Bumblebee's like solo film, which I said before I thought was pretty good. I saw it in the theaters, and I actually think that was a better film of the Transformer films, and that was actually like a spin-off film too, you know. So yeah, I think the figure is awesome, you know. I like that he has like the light up like lead eyes, like the feature, you know, like the actual working mechanisms of like the actual the figure itself. It looks like very mechanical, and it is made of die-cast metal. It's just so awesome, you know. You can't believe, you know, the way it looks and so on. Just looks so like realistic, you know. So yeah, I would definitely recommend picking this figure up, you know. And again, this is from Threezero, or you can say 3A Toys, you know. And they are like the same thing, because I think Threezero took over 3A Toys, if I'm not mistaken. But I know they were both like the same kind of company, you know. But anyway, I would definitely recommend picking this up. So this is the Threezero Transformers Bumblebee DLX, DLX 6 scale, you can say 6 scale figure, you know. I would definitely recommend picking this up. Please leave a comment and subscribe too as well.